our lead this hour coming from the calendar app on your smartphone. Kind of. That is where, if you paid any attention, you likely noticed that Labor Day has now come and gone, and there was not even a whisper of an NFL game. We had some JV Island games. Sunday, Louisiana State and SC got together, and they did the old do-si-do. That was fine. And then on Monday night, Boston College, BC, upsetting Florida State. And so that attempted to fill the void for the palate of the hungry football consumer. However, that will likely be ending soon as next year. Stay tuned. So if you didn't see this, and perhaps you're out of the loop, we learned that the NFL has the framework in place to move forward with the start of the NFL season on Labor Day weekend. That they used to do this. It's been a generation since the NFL played on Labor Day, but under the plan, they would have games on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday night, kicking off the NFL season on Labor Day weekend. So let us discuss. The question, are you ready for the NFL to take over, a hostile takeover of Labor Day weekend? I've got hamburger helper, baguette, and ceremonial. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to scream and shout and let it all out. So number one. To answer the question, are you ready for the NFL to invade as an invasive species Labor Day? I'm nodding my head. Yes, I am nodding my head. Yes on this. It is one of those things in life that is inevitable. Talk about the circle of life, right? You're born and you poop your pants, and then you learn how to speak and communicate. You go to school. Things go right. You graduate school. You get a job. You end up in a relationship. Maybe you start a family. Maybe you don't. But it's that whole circle of life, right? And eventually you end up, if you live long enough, if you're lucky enough, you end up pooping your pants again on the way out, right? It's the circle of life. Well, in this, it's inevitable that the NFL, it's not a matter of when, it's a matter of when, not if, rather, is what I meant to say. All right. And here's why. The NFL is going to go to an 18-game model. Now, eventually they're going to get to 20 games, but I don't know that's going to happen anytime soon. 18 games is right around the corner. That means that each team is going to get an extra week off. So 2 bye weeks. Follow along. There will be a test on this later. So to elongate the season, to make way for the extra bye week, the NFL will have to move some things around. And the easy solution would be to kick off Labor Day weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, spread the games out, few games each night, and just have a smorgasbord of primetime NFL games. Made for TV, ooey gooey goodness. And the rest of it's just hamburger helper. You just add water. You bookend around the holidays. So you start on Labor Day, and then the Super Bowl would be played on the Sunday before President's Day, which means you don't have to go to work unless you have a radio job or a TV job. Those people have to work, those losers. But if you've got a normal job, you don't have to work. So you get the holiday, which people have been kvetching about. I want to say a different word. They've been complaining about for a long time. So that would set it up. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. You start on Labor Day. Boom. Get good start there. Nice beginning there. Good takeoff. And then you land the plane. You land the plane on President's Day weekend. That's good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And we'll see if this actually goes that direction. I think it's a matter of the timing of it more than anything. Now, page 2, we go to La La Land. That is where Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh, not his brother John. John is in Baltimore. So Jim Harbaugh, he knows that there are many people, a lot of them masquerading around as media people, who believe he is very difficult. that he is abrasive, Jim Harbaugh, but he wants you to know he does not agree. He does not agree. He said, quote, "The narrative that I'm hard to get along with or whatever other narrative out there is," Jim Harbaugh stated, "that's just people's narrative." Okay. Harbaugh grumbling, "Nobody ever doubted where my heart is every single time. What's in the best interest of the team that I am on," close quote. So Chargers coach Jim Harbaugh disputing the many stories that have been whispered around the NFL that he is just a hardo who's tough to get along with. Your thoughts on this? And this falls into the El Captain Obvious category. What exactly did you expect Harbaugh to say? "Yes, my name is Jim Harbaugh, and I am a douchebag. Everyone hates me, and they would rather have hemorrhoids than be around me." Of course he's not going to say that. So it would have been impressive if he had said, "I am a king, not King James like LeBron. I'm King Schmuck." Now, that would have been funny. That would have been good. He didn't do that. Okay, he didn't do that, which is fine. But his response was on brand. Jim Harbaugh is disputing that he gets into disputes. It's like he's pushing back on the pushback is what he's doing. And when you take a couple of steps back and look at the wide-angle lens here, Jim Harbaugh, and I'm a fan of Jim Harbaugh. He's good for my business, and that's all I really care about. He says witty things and goofy things and makes my job more easier in the hot take industry, the industrial complex of the hot take. So Jim Harbaugh is unorthodox. That is true. He's not part of the orthodoxy of football in many ways. He's got this very quirky side to him. And think of this in terms of gluten. All right? Think of this in terms of gluten. So Jim Harbaugh is like a delicious baguette. And it's a wonderful bread, but it doesn't have a long shelf life. When you get the baguette, you got to eat it right away. It doesn't last very long. And the whimsical nature of Jim Harbaugh, it starts decaying and then quickly rotting. And then you get some mold, and so you got to consume it rather quickly. Now, we predict that Jim Harbaugh will be out of L.A. It's 2024. So we're going to give him, by 2028, the end of 2028, he will no longer be the coach of the Chargers, and likely sooner than that. And he's certainly not going to make it to the end of this particular decade. All right, final point. We go to sweet home Chicago, where the pizza's good and the baseball on the south side blows. What about the football team, though? A lot of optimism. We've picked up a good audience in Chicago over the last couple of years, and my guys in Chicago, they're smiling from ear to ear. They think happy days are here again for the Bears. They got their forever quarterback. Well, wide receiver DJ Moore, not a real DJ, DJ Moore said that Caleb Williams, who was the number one pick, that Caleb Williams went out there and proved himself. That's the quote. Went out there and proved himself, DJ said, DJ Moore. When he was asked about the rookie being named a team captain. So DJ Moore made it very clear, his position on this, that Caleb Williams being named the Bears Capitan, El Capitan of the Bears, is a big deal. Is that how you see it? Is it a big deal that Caleb Williams was named one of the captains of the Bears? DJ says yes, DJ Moore. So I will be the naysayer on this. I'm gonna shake my head no. I'm shaking my head no on this, and here's why. The reason he was given the captain chair, Caleb Williams, is because of the draft. That's it, right? He was the number one pick at quarterback, and it's a default ceremonial position. And you really have to blow to not be a QB, starting QB who's the captain. Russell Wilson was named the captain of the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? Danny Dimes, the dime store quarterback, Daniel Jones, just off the top of my head, he was named captain of the Giants, and he stinks. Right? He's body odor, that guy. So it's just something you do. It's part of the protocol. If you're the quarterback and you're the QB1, part of the deal is you get to have the captain's role. That's part. In New England, Jacoby Brissett, who is the epitome of garbage, is a captain for the Patriots. So you hope, if you're the Bears, you're like, well, Caleb Williams will prove that he hasn't earned anything. It's the exhibition season. You can't. It's like trying to speak this into reality. You can't earn anything in practice. Not a game. Not a game. We in here talking about practice, and it's like they talk about the difference between practice and a real game and live artillery in real games as opposed to practice. And so Caleb Williams is the guy that scouts are licking their chops over. That's who he is.